Jacques Offenbach lived from 1819 until 1880, and he composed during the Romantic era of composition. He was born in Germany, but he spent most of his adult life in France, where he became a famous composer. He is best known as a virtuosic cellist and for perfecting the art form known as operetta. An operetta is a short, one-act opera that features light and amusing characters while making very controversial political commentaries in response to government oppression and military reach. Orpheus in the Underworld was Offenbach's first full multi-act opera, premiering in 1858. The most popular work in the opera is a little dance number entitled Galop Infernal. Dancers would twist and kick in a dance known as the can-can, while the orchestra played Galop Infernal. The dance became so popular that the music written for the dance has since taken on the name of the dance, can-can, and it was the first piece in our performance for you today. The next piece we will perform for you is the hornpipe movement from the Water Music by George Friedrich Handel. Handel was born in 1685 and died in 1759. He composed during the Baroque era of composition. Like Offenbach, Handel was born in Germany, but he spent his working years in another country. For Handel, that country was England. The Water Music is a multi-movement work that was commissioned in 1717 by King George I, who requested a concert on the River Thames. We had a little discussion about how to pronounce that. Some say Thames, some say Thames. You know which river I mean. The concert started at 8 p.m. on July 17th, 1717, with King George and his aristocratic friends traveling upstream on a royal barge to the town of Chelsea, with a City of London barge holding 50 musicians and Handel conducting, following close behind while the musicians performed the many movements of the Water Music. Upon arrival in Chelsea, the king left his barge, then returned at 11 p.m. for the return trip home. The king was so pleased with the Water Music that he ordered a repeat performance of it during the trip back down the river, and thus a musical legend was born. The hornpipe from the Water Music is a dance form in triple meter that is commonly played for English sailors to dance to on their vessels to pass the time away. While the hornpipe is mostly considered an English dance form in the Baroque era, it was occasionally incorporated by German composers as well. Our soloists in the hornpipe include Diane Hoffman-Neal and Amber Deal on violin, Nadine Nace on the viola, and Andrew Mayer on the cello.
Good afternoon. We'd like to share a little information with you about the instruments we play. I have the violin here, which is the smallest of the stringed instruments at present here. It plays the part that would be equivalent to the soprano line if you were singing a hymn. It comes in several sizes. This is full size. Also comes in 3/4, half, quarter, and 1/8 sizes for the little tykes. The strings are E, A, D, and G, tuned in fifths, and I think that's all I have to say. I'm just going to demonstrate the sound for you. All righty. Time to pass on to the next instrument.
Next we have the viola, and I'm going to ask her to hold up the violin so you can see the difference in size. Hers is a full-size violin, mine's a full-size viola, but the full-size violas come anywhere from 15 to 16 and a half inches. This is 16 and a half, some even larger, and of course they do make the smaller ones for the smaller children too. In addition to being a little bit bigger, the strings are a little heavier too, and it's a warmer, softer, more mellow sound, where hers is more of a bright sound. And I think we'll just do a little duet here that'll show the difference in the instruments.
Okay. 1, 2. Let's start it again.
While we were playing, you might have noticed I have a lower string. I have the C, which is the C below middle C, and my highest string is the A, where her lowest string is the G, and her highest one is an E, which is a fifth higher than mine. I have the same strings as the cello, but the cello strings are an octave below mine. And we'll let Andrew talk about that.
All right, the cello is the tenor of the four-part harmony. So we have the soprano, the alto, the tenor, and of course then the bass. The sound is actually created by the wooden box, and it's just really what it is, a wooden box made of very thin wood, less than 1/16 of an inch on the sides, about 1/8 of an inch on the top, and 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. So it's also made of a soft wood on the top, a hardwood on the bottom, and the reason for that is that the softwood would have a duller tone, the hardwood would have a brighter tone, and then putting the two together brings a tone right into the middle where we really like to hear it. All right. Also, like she pointed out, I have the heavier strings. We have a C, G, D, A. It's tuned to a fifth. Just a little sample here of how this sounds. There you go, sir.
The bass is the larger of the string instruments. Most of the string instruments are hand carved. This is as well hand carved. It's probably about 20 years old. The size is considered a 3/4 size. There are obviously smaller instruments for children, and it's rated in a 1/4 size, a 1/2 size, 3/4 size, which is the typical bass that you see in a symphony orchestra. There is a 7/8 bass, which is larger. I've never seen a full size, although it may exist. I think the biggest difference between all of the other strings and the bass is that we have a much longer fingerboard. My fingerboard is about 41 inches long. It can vary between 40 and 44 inches. And so the amount of space that I need to move my fingers to make a change in pitch is much greater. And so the fingering on the bass is a lot different than any of the other instruments. I'm tuned to G on the top, D the second string, the third string is A, and the last string is an E, so I'm tuned in fourths instead of fifths. And I think one of the most important things when we're talking about making music is that the key to playing together depends on everyone following the conductor and or paying attention to the first violin, which is the concertmaster, to find out the style, also to be in time with everybody else. And that's always the goal that we try in preparing music, is to have everyone be in sync with everybody else for intonation, for sound, the amount of sound that we're doing, and the particular style that we're trying to emulate. That's always the goal, but it's also very difficult to do for every performance. I can give you a little bit of a demonstration of what the bass sounds like.
That's it? You guys gonna play? Are you gonna play together?
No.
No, we don't need to play together.
All right, folks, that's the rundown.
Yeah, that's it. You know, if you have enough, if there's things you need to box out, whatever, you know, or change, you know, let us know.
Good afternoon.
performed, Chesapeake Sails, is a contemporary piece of music composed by Joseph Campello. Originally from Carbondale, PA, he now resides in Towson, Maryland. Some of us know where that is. He is well known as a professional trombonist and composer of music for school ensembles. Chesapeake Sails is a tone poem for strings that paints the picture of a sailboat gliding over the waters of the Chesapeake Bay on a sunny spring day. Up next is another modern work, Arlington Sketches, written by Elliot Del Borgo. Del Borgo was an American composer who lived from 1938 until 2013. He was a professor at the Crane School of Music in Potsdam, New York, from 1966 until 1995, and he served as their first ever chair of the Department of Music Theory, History, and Composition. Arlington Sketches is one of over 600 works Del Borgo composed in his lifetime. It was commissioned by the Arlington Symphony Orchestra in 1994. We hope you enjoy listening to it as much as we enjoy performing it. My pleasure to introduce the president of the Hanover Symphony Orchestra Board of Directors, Ruth Krabs Gunnell.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this, our spring concert of our 25th season. As Larry said, my name is Ruth Krabs Gunnell, and I'm the president of the HSO Board of Directors. It is quite clear to me, anyway, that these musicians who are here today and that Mr. Kuntz have done a great deal of work to bring us this lovely music on this perfect spring afternoon. While we're here, I do want to let you know what we've got coming up for the HSO. On May 7th is an event called Give Local York. Give Local York is an event that is focused on charitable giving at a local level. The HSO is participating again this year. We would truly appreciate any level of support you could provide us during that event. We will use that event to kick off the HSO's next fundraising campaign, which we have titled Fill the Baton. Larry has a nice graphic here for us. Our goal will be 21 to 21 21. And again, we will use that Give Local York to kick off that fundraising campaign for the Hanover Symphony Orchestra to then take us into our 26th season. We then, on July 7th, will participate in the concert on the lawn at the Wareheim Mansion, and we would invite all of you to come for that event. On September 11th, the HSO is going to be participating in the Exchange Club's Healing Field. And September 18th, we will be participating in the Snacktown Street Fair. It was formerly the Dutch Festival. We won't have any large performances for anyone that day, but we will have a booth at that event. So please stop by and visit us and see what we've got going on that day. And then we'll be going into our fall concert in October, again for the 26th season of the Hanover Symphony Orchestra. So we do have a lot of great things coming up. Please follow along on our website or our Facebook page, and feel free to contact any one of us by telephone or email if you have any questions about any of the events that we've got going on, or if you would like to participate. We always have room for volunteers. So thank you again, and continue to enjoy this great concert with me. Thanks, Larry.
just heard the HSO Chamber Strings and Percussion perform highlights from Harry Potter by John Williams, arranged for string orchestra by Michael Story. The Harry Potter movie series is the most successful movie series of all time. The 8 films in the franchise have grossed more money at the box office than any other movie series, including Star Wars. Highlights from Harry Potter is an arrangement of music from the first Harry Potter film, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This music was originally written by John Williams, who composed the music for the first 3 Harry Potter films. Williams is considered one of the greatest composers of the modern era. He also composed the music for Star Wars, Jaws, E.T., The Extraterrestrial, the Indiana Jones film series, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, NBC Sunday Night Football, and the NBC Nightly News. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's his music. He has won 5 Academy Awards, 4 Golden Globe Awards, and 21 Grammy Awards in his illustrious career. Our next piece is Britannic Triptych, another work on today's program by Elliot Del Borgo. It is a medley of 3 fiddle tunes from the British Isles: The Bluebells of Scotland, Flow Gently, Sweet Afton, and The Coast of High Barbary. We will conclude today's live stream performance with another medley of 3 folk tunes, but all of these fiddle tunes are from right here in the good old USA: Arkansas Traveler, Fire on the Mountain, and Devil's Dream, skillfully arranged for string orchestra by Tim McCarrick. On behalf of everyone in the Hanover Symphony Orchestra, I would like to thank you for joining us and listening to our efforts today. And I encourage you to watch the closing credits all the way through to their entirety. Thanks again, and remember, you make the music making possible.